we're getting ready. Let me hear you make some noise. And you guys, let me hear you make some noise. All right. I want to see where we are just now, because we're gonna get vibesy in here over the next couple of hours, and we're gonna get a little bit drunk in here over the next couple of hours. Is this your first Fight Club? Make some noise.
Yes.
Oh, you're in for a treat. This is the real reason people come here. This is it. Forget all the other nonsense. This is why we're here, and what a debate we've got in store for you tonight. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Doug, by the way. Hi. Good start, Doug. Good start. So, I've got two teams here ready to go at it like gladiators, making notes already. And tonight's big topic. What have you made notes on, Doug? It's Doug. That's his name. Cool. So we've got two teams ready to debate. Revolution or evolution as street art becomes this giant monster with celebrity artists and museums. Should we be engaging with the institutions and trying to change them, or should we be setting fire to the whole fucking lot and burn it down? Before I do this, I want to see where we are just now, because I want to make this a fair debate. So, having heard lots about the theme, tell me, before we hear any arguments, put your hand up if you are for the revolution side of burning down the institutions, fuck your biennale. Oh, hello. All right, hang on, I didn't get to count that. Sorry, I'm supposed to count that. I want to see where we are. Put your hand up again if you're revolution. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need someone to really actually remember this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I can't tell if you're leaning or if your hand's up. All right, I'm going to take that as a hand up. We've got 17. And then put your hand up if you're on the other side, where you're evolution and you're very sophisticated and you believe that we can change the systems that have already been put in place and we can make them better for the good of humanity. Put your hand up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15 to 17. It's tight already. It's tight already. Oh, we got ourselves a fight. All right. And there's a bunch of people that didn't put their hand up, so they're just like, what the fuck are we doing here? What is this guy doing? All right, I think it's time we introduced our teams. Over here we have Captain Evan. Evan, tell me which side you're on and introduce me to your teammates.
Well, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, but we are on the side of evolution, where we're... Yeah, I do have a microphone.
Is this it starting? This isn't it starting.
Okay, this isn't it?
No, I'm not starting yet. I'm
Okay,
just doing this is what we call like a warm-up banter, kind of like get rapport. It's going well though.
By the way, I just found out my team like 2 minutes ago, so I'm still trying to. So we are evolution. Our side is the evolution side.
Okay, nice. You got a team name?
Evolution.
Yes! There it is! I knew if I poked, something would come out. All right, Carlo, would you like to tell me what side you're on and introduce me to your team? You're not wearing a mic.
He's got one.
Yeah, no, you've got mine.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I'm Carlo, and we're for the revolution.
It's good enough for me. All right. Good. So the way this is going to work is each of these guys are going to get 2 minutes to present their case.
What?
Wait.
Really?
Wow.
Fuck, have I just made that up?
Yeah, you did. You totally did.
What do you get then?
I think it's like 30 seconds to a minute to introduce yourselves and your argument, and then
30 seconds? A minute? No, it was 2
2
minutes.
minutes.
No, we have.
You're asking me for 2 minutes of material already? Like, come on.
Okay.
Come on, Doug.
Go easy on us.
We'll talk James wherever you are. You're like, yeah, I got 2 minutes.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I need someone to be my adjudicator for the night, my timesman. I need someone with a phone that can get a clock out and keep an eye on this and tell me whenever someone's time is up. And I'm going to give you a minute, all right? A minute to talk. on your piece. Yeah?
Oh.
Does that sound good?
Sounds great.
Okay, cool. Cool. Who's
We don't keep track of time.
who's gonna be? Well, time is a concept we're gonna have to stick to tonight. Who's gonna be my times woman? Perfect. So, I probably should have done this ahead of everything. There's a clock. We've got 1 minute. Put 1 minute on the clock, and I'm going to give you 1 minute to explain to everyone in this room why we believe in evolution.
No.
Tell me when we're ready.
So I feel like it gets a little unfair every year because I feel like because I represent a magazine, I'm somehow part of some sort of co-opted system of money and monetary value that's put on these kind of festivals. But I think the real reality of the situation is that our side believes that small incremental changes kind of infiltrating the system is what actually leads to real communal change within the art community. And our kind of argument to the revolution side is the revolution is going to convince you that there's some one aim and one goal, but they don't actually have the definition of what that one goal really is. And so we are going to kind of talk about the many different ways that we can actually bring masses of people together and on one page, one plane, and one conversation about how change can happen in gradual ways that include everybody. And their side is going to talk about blowing shit up without an end goal, which is. That's a minute?
Yeah, that's why I said I'd give you 2.
Yo, come on, keep going.
You wanted one. Evolution works like that. Evolution works like that.
But you wanted 1, so
All right.
there you go.
Okay, that's fine.
He's still evolving.
Just, evolution is
I'm a
like
work
that.
in progress. It's fine.
Yeah. Keep rolling, evolution.
Well-
Keep rolling.
On behalf of my fellow revolutionaries, I do want to thank you all for coming because I know the evolution does not ever draw a crowd, but the revolution pulls a mob. So,
What does that even mean?
Hey, you get your
Okay, all right, sorry.
dude, I thought of so many ways of saying that while you were talking. I was just trying for my life to follow along. Look, I love this thing. I love Fight Club. We could always take any side, and it's always good fun. But the truth is, we're talking about street art, so this actually kind of matters. And it's a little more life and death. I actually work within that industry of the art world and the art market. And it's a foul fucking place, let me tell you. Careful what you wish for. So this system is broken, and we have to come up with a different one. And the main thing, I want people to really remember why we love this and why we're here and why we care. Fuck you. No, I was finishing.
Let's make 2, man. Fuck
Yeah,
the
stick to
revolution.
2.
No, it's because what this odd hybrid form of uncommissioned public art was, it was the most generous thing. And it still is this thing of giving things to people outside of a system. And it's a purely generous thing. And the idea of monetizing, this is what evolution is, right? It's a way that we can all make a living doing it, and we all have to make compromises, but we don't have to be co-opted. So these mimetic sources of the art market and the shit like that, all the different ways that people are making money off of it, it's pure fucking poison.
All right.
Oh, yeah, you have your own mic. I want to do a mic drop.
You got your mic? All right. Introduce yourself here, and you, nobody knows.
Talk as long as you fucking
go.
Hi, I'm Bahia. I was in an actual revolution, so I can speak about it. It's still fresh. So what happens when you blow everything up, and then what? What do you do afterwards? Do you have an agenda?
Yes. Are you giving up? Are you ceding your time?
That's your minute.
Yeah. I'm done. I just want an answer.
Do you want to answer this?
Yeah,
I've
like
already spoken.
when you fuck everything up and you blow it, and then what? Have you been in a torn down town before?
Yes.
Do you know
I
what it
grew up
looks
in New
like?
York.
Yeah, no, like when the fucking buildings are on the floor. What happens
And you're
then?
blaming that on the revolution?
No,
Or
no.
you're blaming that on the military?
What
Which side
happens
are,
then?
you know?
What
no,
happens
the
then?
evolution.
Whoever blows it up. What happens then?
Why do you guys think we're wanting to throw bombs? It's because we're...
No, I'm not saying
mean, I
bombs.
just-
I'm not. I'm just
metaphorical bombs?
Yeah, like fucking up a system. What will you do if there's no system in place? There's nothing. Because we
That's
lost
what
everything.
street art
There
was
is no
about.
system in place. You only
We're
have to look
talking-
at Glenfield to see that when shit happens, they're not there anyway. The people come together and then they have to come into place and take over. But we're talking about art anyway.
I don't. Hang on. I don't think I've quite explained how this system works. I've not.
It's great. It's good.
I feel I might have fucked up somewhere in the introduction that hasn't quite explained to everybody how this is going to work. All right. So the way it
No,
works
it's good.
at the
We're
start,
going. We're already going.
at the
We're
start.
revolutionaries. We don't do as we're told.
Wait, you fucking.
Yeah,
I'm trying to coordinate
It's
something here, all right? So we're gonna go bang, 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 do your bit, do your bit. Maybe
No,
not bang.
no.
That was a terrible
Fuck that.
choice.
No.
You
No,
do your
no.
thing, and then
Revolution, where
Hang on.
rules don't
Hey,
apply. I
hey.
thought you said, where
I'm
are
trying
your
to-
I
revolutionaries?
agree. Come on,
No
heads
rules.
ahead.
You've lost
Sorry.
the room.
The
You've lost the room.
revolution said no rules.
you said no rules.
You're into evolution, though. You got to do as you're told.
Hang on, I'm trying
No.
to mop up this shit show.
If you want that job, you have to.
Where's Martin? Right.
Order.
I'm saying what's going on. So I want you to convince these people for 2 minutes on why evolution is a great idea. Then I want you to convince these people for up to 2 minutes revolution, and then so forth. And then
Okay, all right.
you guys are gonna go in a free for all
All right,
as
so
a brawl.
It's now Carrie's turn.
Then you'll do it. So Carrie needs a turn with no interruptions. All right. This is civilized revolution.
Yeah. Oh shit, Carrie.
Okay, we're talking about art and we're talking about street art, and surely the whole point of the street is that it's for the people. And it's for people who don't have a voice can express themselves. And the thing is, yeah, some people can get famous from that and you can put it in a gallery, but is it any good? You know, because I think that what's really important is an artist's intent. Why does an artist do something? If he's doing something to make the world a better place and putting it on the street, then it has real meaning. Once it starts adding a money to it, what does it really mean? We don't have time to evolve. Look at the power struggle. Look at how many people of colour are in museums. They don't have time to wait for fucking evolution. Look what's happening. The planet is destroying. We don't have time to sell fucking art. We need to do something and make our voice be heard and go out on the street and use it, because that's free to all of us. It's always been free to us. We have the power. We need to take it.
Back on track. All right. 2 minutes on the clock. Adrian, introduce yourself, please. And go.
I'm Aid. It's very well. I'm honoured to be here in Oslo. I think it's fantastic.
You're not There's evolution for you. There's evolution for you. I think we've won. We've won.
I'm firmly in the evolution camp. I think, although you were very persuasive, and you spoke
over to
very
our side.
persuasively as well. I think the point I'm making is that we're going to go forward with a sort of a radical revolutionary evolution. We do need these big things to happen. We do need to bring people together with a sort of a true kind of spirit of change. But, you know, I don't want to see my kids' blood in the street. I think that's all I'd like to say.
That's generous.
All right.
That's generous.
Only when I hit my kid.
Oh, it's been like 2
Whoa,
minutes.
whoa.
I should have my own kid rubber band.
Whoa.
This is going better than expected. So, Benos, have you got a mic? Would you like to?
You've got a mic here. You've got one.
Yeah.
It doesn't work when it's in his ear.
You want to take this one?
No, that's for him. That's for him. You have your own.
2
So,
minutes, go.
well, first of all, I would like to contextualize a bit, and that I think that it is important. It's been, in the next month, it's 100 years of the last of the Soviet Revolution. So it was the last way of trying to change what the system is about. And we're living in a capitalist system that came to a post-capitalist system. And this is very important. This is very important because we lost all the means of fighting, of really creating a revolution. The last trying of a revolution was 100 years ago. So we're now engaging into an era of a post-capitalist era, neoliberalist era, and street art and art goes along with that. It has become part of that system, makes part of that entertainment and part of all of this bubble, market bubble that we are building. So even though, and being in the revolution side, I know that sometimes we're trying to create change and trying to create a voice and trying to create speech for change. In fact, we are making part of the entertaining business. We're part of it. So as long as we try to fight against evolution, and evolution as its meaning now, because that's what we are all about. It's about evolution. Revolution, as you point out, needs to come to new terms. We need to think what is the post-revolution. What we can think about a system. And I think about movements, recent movements. I think about the Occupy Wall Street. I think about the Women's March. And what comes next? Because we're all into it, but what comes next? So this is the talk.
That's it.
So just to finish, the revolution is dead. Long live the revolution.
Yes!
Beautiful.
Revolution is now.
Okay, so our opening arguments have been presented, and now I would like to invite Evan and his team to maybe to pick apart anything that you heard on this side that is just irking you.
I mean, hello? Is it working? I don't know. I'm a little, it's as if you guys are assuming that infiltrating the system isn't a good way to go, because it's as if we've given up all hope. And if that's what you guys are arguing, that all hope has been given up and that we have to blow everything up in order to move forward,
Who said that?
You keep saying
no,
blow it
I'm
up.
asking if that's what you're saying. Because on our side, we're saying that the idea of establishing a community voice actually is more on the side of evolution than it is on revolution. That we actually think that if we make small incremental steps, infiltrate these institutions that we apparently now deem to be so oppressive to the progress of street art, contemporary art, whatever, we're saying that we're at a street art festival. So in some sort of way, we are part of a small incremental change of the way that people start thinking about how art is part of the community. So if you're saying revolution, then you're saying that this festival is a failure, which I actually don't think so. We're almost multiple decades into this festival, and the progress it's made and the way it's changed the way we think about art is undeniable. So I sort of lean on the evolution side as opposed to the one bang, blow it up.
But you
system.
said one important thing, that revolutions
I said many
actually,
important
actually one of Chapeau.
The rest just went over your head. We'll explain them later. We have a whole night to explain them.
Fine. Okay. So, the one thing you said was that the revolution draws the crowd, and that's really nice, like a naked woman standing on the street. That's really lovely to see. But
In New
then
York,
I
that doesn't
have,
draw a crowd.
there's a really nice African proverb that goes, you can hear a tree fall, but you can't hear a forest grow. So revolution is really sexy, and it does draw a crowd. But then the real work, the hard work, which is infiltrating things, this is waking up every fucking morning and going to work. This is the hard part. It's easy to smash things up and blow things up, and so it's sexy to see a tree fall, but really planting the seeds and watching them grow and waiting for 30, 40 years to that happen,
I'm glad you like to watch the grass grow.
That's good.
I like that too, but in a market-based society, you can plant the seeds that you want, but all the seeds will give profit to
And
someone.
Monsanto will own the fuckers
they
and then
will
stop
not-
you having one. And we're not talking about
They will
blowing
not
stuff
ever
up.
be
No,
trees
one by one,
for giving
please.
shadow for the people, you know? There will be trees to make wood for someone to build something. So the thing of evolution over the revolution is that it will always subvert what revolution is about. And they know, and you know it in first person, you know it, that happened in your country, that what they did was to take the revolution, and they do that. It's a shock
classic
doctrine.
scenario
It's a shock
historically,
doctrine.
so
they
it's
take whatever
happening
they want.
all
They
the time.
take advantage of what the people fight for. They take advantage of what the people come to the streets, and they might destroy, they might ruin some stuff, and they're trying to go for a goal of change. But in the end, the system of evolution, of progress, will know exactly how to change your minds and to take advantage of that. And this
is the nature of the
about
hegemony.
The trying of revolution over evolution, because evolution will come and it will take your revolution and it will make profit out of it. It will continue
Put it on a
the
t-shirt.
system. It will continue it.
Anyway, but I do want to disabuse, because we keep
It's
on
true, it's
being
true.
accused
Samir knows, Samir knows.
of making kids' blood
Samir,
go through the
we're talking
street,
later.
smashing things up. I mean, I don't mind being mischaracterized. It's all right. But the great revolutionaries of my time, of my memory, of what things were important, are Gandhi and Martin Luther King. And they weren't smashing shit up, and they were the most fucking revolutionary people out there. So all we're talking about,
But they were also put on
we're talking about
T-shirts and
resistance.
sold to mass audiences too.
This
so
is
it's
the
not
nature of the hegemony.
necessarily like the
And
most.
that disqualifies them?
Well, I'm just saying that it's not necessarily the most like isolated version of revolution, because those
They made
those-
change.
They made change. Of course, they actually made incremental change
No,
because
they made radical
they
change.
didn't. They
No,
stood for
India
something.
fell. You know, it's like the fucking. Come on, please. It's like the civil rights movement happened. And it didn't happen by someone going to their job every fucking day, thinking just because they're drinking lattes they're fucking more evolved and enlightened than the rest of the working man. Fuck that. It's like, I'm sorry. It's like, you guys are arguing for something.
wait.
It's
So
like-
you're arguing that
so
you don't like
sad.
lattes, which is weird.
What's wrong?
Everyone likes a
Your
latte.
argument is always that we.
I mean, I'm
Hang on,
confused.
before I feel we go once
But
again
your
off track.
argument is-
Who doesn't
Hang on,
like
hang
espresso
on.
drinks?
I'd
I don't
like to
understand.
ask you guys, because I gave you a chance to pick apart one of their arguments, and I've not retorted. So would you like to pick apart
Yes.
one of the arguments that
Because their
they
argument's
said?
always
Hang on.
violence. That's what they always say about anarchists. They want to blow things up. They want to smash things up. They're violent. You can't be more fucking violent than what the system we have in place. We're bombing everywhere. We're bombing the fuck out of everywhere. You want to talk about violence?
he
It doesn't-
just- wait,
I'm
hold on a
not
second.
asking
I
for
just
a
gave you a
violent
point.
He
revolution.
just
This
named-
is our chance.
Okay,
This is
all right.
our chance. We're not asking for a violent revolution. We're asking for the streets to be used in a way that benefits all of society. And it doesn't one way you could do that is through community. It's getting people to come together and take over space.
Which is evolution in our argument,
Yeah, we-
really,
No,
is
it's
what
not,
we're saying.
Because
No,
they'll
it's
tell.
No. Evolution, no. We're asking for a new way of thinking. What is it? I don't know. We're asking for it. Let's
There's
think
no
of it.
agenda.
Evolution will always stand on the same parameters. It will always take advantage of that. He knows it.
Look, bless your souls if you really think you can, manufacture change by art fairs, auction houses, galleries. That's
Who
the
said
system.
that?
Well,
Well, this is
it's
about street art
Easy.
versus the
Yeah,
regular
but
art world.
This is
Evolution,
art. We're talking
evolution not necessarily goes to the gallery, and we're not saying that this is the ultimate or this is the scenario that we are defending with our concept of evolution of art. We mean that you can actually change the inside of these existing shitty places into things that are more aligned with your agenda of how you see the world.
Not
and
now,
how
not
you
the way
want
it's
to see the
going.
world.
Look at the Victorian Albert Museum. It's all been privatized. They can't have an exhibition that they want because the backdrop is going to be not look nice for a bloody wedding. I know, because of the show that I was there.
But you've had
They
a
have-
project there. So
Absolutely, I had a show.
And honestly, so how do you justify
Because I'll
showing at a
tell you
place
how
like
I
that?
justify it, because the only work I have in galleries was made for free by a group of people who are a community group who did it with love and wanted the people to see it. They were all free shows. And I would rather they were on the street, but yeah, I was in there. But that doesn't mean I don't want to change it. The only thing they wouldn't.
Anyway, why wouldn't we take
No,
the
no.
money from evolution to make the revolution?
Yeah, but
there was no money.
But that's our point.
This is
Our
I didn't
point
take
is
the
that
money.
these
I didn't
places
take
like
the
the
money.
Victoria
The point
Albert
is
Museum.
your
The
art
point is
is
turning
intent.
everything into fluffing. This is something that is
You're
really
telling
fluffy.
us our point.
Let's make the fluffy revolution, you know, like put these artists that are really cool. Look at him, he's questioning the system. Isn't that cool? How much does it cost? So evolution is about this. We have to think that.
Not
that
really.
everything
Evolution
is
is about
becoming-
festivals like this one, where you can really fly in people from different parts of
That's
the
really
world.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
you
really
can't
cool.
do that when you're
Really cool.
like.
So bourgeois, isn't it? Isn't it? So good to be here.
Well,
isn't
it's,
it?
people use bourgeois as if it's an
Yeah,
insult.
No, but
Yes.
everything that we can stand for, they're still
Hang on.
suffering and still hanging around, and we.
I want to open this up now. I want to open it up for you
Gin
guys.
tonic came.
Because obviously this is an
they all
intimate
are.
session and you've all got questions that you are itching to ask. To put one of our panelists.
We finished?
No,
No
we're-
more fighting?
No, there's gonna be.
round
We're gonna
two.
start-
Round
This,
two.
this,
Ding
this is
dong.
where this is where you start getting angry.
where it
So
They've
we have a
tried us
question
for
straight up there. The lady at the back. Okay, hang on. I meant to say one thing. Sorry, there's a thing. Like, ask a question. If you put your hand up.
They can do a comment, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry?
That was actually a question,
Why
technically.
would you buy a latte?
If we're gonna do it, why did you?
Why did
she
you
wants to know
let her-
why
why-
you buy a latte. So good stuff. Has anyone got something regarding the nature of the discussion that we're talking about, apart from your sort of mixed relationship with frothed coffee? Does anyone have a question for one of our panelists? Oh, you went for it and then you backed out. Oh, hello.
Carlo, what are the conditions of possibility for revolution? What has to happen before there's any revolution?
Well, as you said, so eloquently today in your talk, is that really, first of all, we have to really realize it's a problem. We're really, it's sick. We're in a terminal condition. It's beyond pathology at this point. So we really have to make a radical separation from this system, because it is incredibly co-optive. I mean, it will suck up every idea and market it at some point. So we really have to at least start with that position, and then move on from into more radical procedures, because we need to.
How do people come to see that radical procedures are necessary? How does that happen? How is that?
Well, I would like to dose everyone with LSD and then start from there. That usually works.
Wait, Carlo, but
As a matter of fact, your drinks have all been dosed, so you'll be on our side soon
Carlo,
enough.
you and I both know, as people who work in the art business and journalism, you and I both have to work in this world where we're trying to convince corporations at times to spend money and to create programs that actually feel authentic, and we actually have to authenticate certain
That's
programs
marketing.
that
Greenwashing.
we. Yeah, but I'm saying we both, in an honest way, we both have to do that. And we do that because we feel like we want artists to get money to be able to make the projects they want to make, correct?
I do it for drugs. No, I mean, really.
I can't argue with that.
If I'm getting money
I
out of a
can't.
corporation, I know how I'm spending it.
Yeah.
But my point is,
Come join us, man. Come join us.
we've spent plenty of times over the years trying to convince bigger companies to spend money towards the arts to create an environment and foster an environment where it has people buying art, giving money to the artist directly. And I think those are like the small incremental changes that I know you believe in, that what you're talking about in revolution, that doesn't include that part of the world that we live in. And I feel like that's an important part of the world we live in, is convincing these companies who have tons of money to actually rethink the way that they're doing it, to actually foster progress with artists, for the artists to make the work they want to make. And I think that's a really important part of the community that we're all a part of.
I don't work with corporations. I end up getting paid sometimes in certain situations from people whose politics I might not agree with, but I've never actually had to work with, be nice to a suit. I just won't.
It's true.
I won't do those meetings.
Okay, so, hold on a second,
won't.
But you're doing a project with Red Bull coming
Right.
up. And
I'm
Red
wor- and
Bull
I'm
to me
work-
is a big
and
I
I'm
money
did
working with a
company.
bunch of
Glastonbury with Red
freaks.
Bull, I have
Right.
to admit.
You know.
But that's what
But
that's
they
my
go
point.
good
is,
with vodka. Do you have a problem? No, I mean, I just don't. If I could, I might.
We
I don't
live in
know.
a capitalist
I might be a
society.
whore. I've just never
no,
been
but
asked.
so
It's
here,
impossible.
so
It's impossible not to.
So
we
case
want a
in-
revolution, so we don't have to work with those wankers.
Case in point, I work for a magazine that takes advertising dollars, which from corporate entities. But what we ask of corporate entities is that if you're going to do an advertisement in Juxtapose, you have to do an art-specific advertisement. You have to pay the artist. You have to have minimal, if no, branding on your advertisement. So that money is going to the artist to make the project that they want to make. And those are like little steps. It's not changing the world, but it's like those little
Do you think it's
steps
gonna
that we're
save it?
hoping
Do you
that.
think it's going to save it?
To what?
No, but here's the thing.
Because we're,
but
we're,
no,
on,
but
we're on the
here-
precipice.
here's
the
my point.
ice is
You're
melting.
spending-
No, hold on.
The
Here's
ice
the-
is
Hold
melting,
on.
everyone.
Here- Here's my point.
Nope.
My-
You got 2 seconds to
My
knock this
point is
out.
this.
One
Instead of advertising to buy a sneaker, that kid may buy a print or might buy a piece of art from that artist,
I know,
which
I-
I think
I
is like
totally-
little changes.
I totally
I'm not saying it's
understand
changing
that.
the
I
world,
totally
but what I'm saying is
understand
those little
It's not
steps.
changing. It's
not
little
changing
steps.
anything.
Little steps that we've been taking. How long is street art going on, and this part of the revolutionary street art thing going on? And suddenly you elected Trump, and you have Putin.
Oh shit!
And it's true.
It's going really nice.
Did it
It
really
lasted
function?
longer,
You know, like,
longer than anyone expected.
I
till
live
that
in
came
San
out.
Francisco. We did
Did
not
it-
vote for
it-
Trump. That
it's-
has nothing to do with my
yeah,
life.
but it really worked, didn't it?
Yeah.
It really worked.
Evolution's not going the right
All right,
way.
so they've just played their Trump card. No, really? No, nothing. Next question. Anyone who's got? Oh no. In fact, you asked me and then you asked me. If I can direct any questions, sort of generally in this area, that would be great. Just to give them a chance.
That's a bit unkind.
Okay, so you said one very beautiful thing about the trees and all this. I think it's really beautiful, and actually I kind of felt seduced by it, but then I woke up, and then I want to ask you. So if this forest is sick, I mean, is having a plague. If you plant something over there and you try to grow it, how it's gonna? I mean, it's gonna be poisoned by the rest, no, or not? And this is one thing. And then the other thing that you said that this.
The forest is not even ours. The forest
No, but
doesn't even
just
belong
like
to
following,
her, you
following
know?
this,
How they play
following
with
this
my
beautiful
Someone
story.
else's forest, you know,
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
else's
It's
forest.
the magical forest.
cannot-
apart
not
from that,
even
no,
enter.
It's just a very beautiful story, and just let's put some poison over there, no? So the other thing that you said at the beginning is now I'm forgetting. Yeah, if they have a plan. So this actually is like the easy way to say, like, do you have a plan? No. Okay, then you are wrong. So, but I'm asking, like, do you have a plan? Like
Yes,
a proper plan?
We've been mentioning.
Does evolution
No,
has a
apart-
plan? That's a
from-
great
apart-
question.
no, no,
That's a
wait,
great
wait.
question.
Where are we
Evolution has
going?
been
That's an amazing question.
discussing
Thank
the
you.
plan
Come on.
They
since
do.
morning.
They
Wait,
do.
yeah,
They've
go-
got
go-
memos.
wait, let
they've
her-
got
Yeah,
studies.
yeah, I'm
Wait,
still,
They've got
yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
Carla,
The
let her-
evolution.
Where's
Sorry.
our moderator? Yeah. Where
Evolution
are you?
has an answer. Mars.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Come on. Give it. Come on.
Let's hear the plan.
Come on. That's why I'm here.
Okay, so
Organized, guys. 'Cause we're all revolution 1 minute and then fucking no.
okay, so I know, I understand. It's okay. So about the poisoned soil, I think you still have. We're not saying that this evolution is going to and from a decaying society. Also, there's one point that we really need to remember is the difference between the North and the South. And I'm coming from a completely different perspective. You're discussing very evolved art world with curators. What you have like 3-4 graffiti fucking historians. We don't even have a painted wall on our streets. So I think our discussion is a bit relative in terms of what you think of the art world and what we think. We have no infrastructure for the art world at all. We have no curators, we have no museums. Any fucking museums we have are being blown up. So it's really interesting for me to see you discuss capitalism when we are receiving its bombs. So yeah, so
You can reply.
No?
We can't reply to that.
She's right.
Yeah.
Thank you for
But
arguing so well for us.
Yes.
You are receiving bombs by mail. So, as I understand, you have a dictator now, but that is a very Western
yes, but
dictator.
I still don't think
so
that.
capitalism
Yeah,
arrived
I
there,
tell you,
just
no,
to-
honestly, this is all fun and nice, but just to be a bit serious, we were on the street for 3 years. We were blocking streets, smelling tear gas, painting at 4 o'clock every morning, being shot at, blinded by the police. We are still living in a police state. But really, you can't just keep confronting the system aggressively because it just becomes more aggressive.
Of course.
It becomes more brutal. It becomes more bloody. And now, the revolution started in 2011.
What came after?
We are
What came
2000.
after?
I'm telling you what's coming after. 2017. Everybody who joined the revolution is either in prison, dead, or out of the country. So they smashed everything that's there. And they're not even allowing a political party to form.
Yeah,
So
I know.
how
But you
do
have
you-
a
how do-
pro-capitalist
do- yeah,
system.
but do you
You
still-
have Coca-Cola and McDonald's everywhere.
Yeah.
now.
So how do you change that?
I
By
don't know.
by dying
I
on the
don't know,
street,
but
by going to prison,
evolution just
by
came-
living in
just came
exile.
to your country.
Yes.
Evolution came
yeah,
to
no,
your country.
your evolution, not mine.
No, not mine.
So
not
it
mine.
is a
Not mine.
Western.
Not mine.
It's a
Not mine.
Western form of evolution.
Of
It's
course,
not. It's
yeah.
not homegrown. So it's
Yeah.
so it's not ours.
I don't think
We
anyone
didn't-
here is a paradigm of Western
Yeah,
capitalism.
Yeah,
but,
so-
I mean, even the evolution
Yeah,
side,
so-
I'll grant you guys that.
Yeah,
I
the
never
side of
So-
evolution, it's
So,
a bit,
so evolution does not necessarily mean be with this corrupt system, but it
Yeah.
means try to change the system from within. It's bad soil,
It is,
fucking
it is,
burn it
it is.
and start all over again.
It is,
Yeah, but
it is.
yes, but you can't overnight wake up and expect that change to happen. It's like small, tiny steps that will lead to this change. We can't stop our airport. We can't close down our hospitals.
Of course.
Some things need to run.
The
And
thing-
and you plant ideas and you start
But
working
we're
with
talking
these
about street
ideas.
art, and that's where
Yeah,
you
this
should
is-
use
yeah,
the street
yeah.
to plant those ideas, surely.
Yeah, if you're allowed. I have 3 years on the street. Nothing of my work is there. Everything is whitewashed.
No, they always take anything
So-
political away, really.
Yeah.
We
but
have
that's everywhere. But the thing is that revolution, as it came, and even if you take big steps, as you took in Egypt, and it were big steps. People came out to the streets. They really did an effort to change. But the system, as we've been telling from the beginning, they know exactly how
Yes,
to turn things
I know.
over.
At some point in
And if
history,
they
I
know how to
regretted
turn
that we
things
did
over
not kill
in
them
such
all,
a
to
big
be
scale.
honest. But I genuinely regretted that. I think one of maybe our
Come over
mistakes
to our
was-
side.
No,
Come over, come on,
no,
join.
no,
Join the
because then
revolution,
you'd
baby.
be like them. You'd just be killing.
No,
and then
that's
Okay.
not true.
It's not
That's
And,
not
I'm going to
true.
open up question time
not
again.
Just, but
Get a round of applause.
if they do that in a big
heavy,
scale, they'll do it
heavy
in
ass
a
moment.
smaller scale too.
Okay,
They
hang
know
on.
how
We're
to do it.
gonna go for a question. You had your hand up a while ago. Do you still remember your question? Can you project because we don't have a mic for you?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I remember it well. I mean, it was a while ago, but still, you started, in the beginning, you started with the sentence that the artist should go out on the street and paint and should be allowed to do that. But the one thing that I feel
They need people to buy their paint to be able to paint.
But we're talking about changing the whole system. I mean, you can still. Well, that's a good question. Well, that's part of the problem.
First of all, let me give you a little.
Nobody is saying that a revolution must be a non-monetary system afterwards. I think we haven't come up with an answer yet.
But also, I do want to point out that this is an outgrowth of
Hence our argument.
graffiti.
No,
Those kids
no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
In a way, yeah.
No, it doesn't. Why? Do you think a revolution has to be with quite such a
And with
huge
paint?
cut
What a
with
notion.
what we have that will change all the perceiving and the paradigm in such a way that there's no more money? What
Well,
the fuck
I mean,
is that?
I'm asking.
I-
We've been asking, like, what does that look like?
No, the thing is, it has to do with the social paradigm that is very important, and it's if this revolution comes, it has to be with equality that doesn't exist at all. It doesn't exist at all. Many of the countries that we live in have a huge discrepancy and, about those who have most and those who have less. So we're not saying about taking off the money or taking off the buying system, the market system. Nobody ever talked about that. We're just talking about more equality. And I think that's the basis of the new paradigm that we could talk and think about.
No, you know what?
And
I think it's there will
because
always
that would be chaotic
greed.
if
Yeah, but
you-
there will always
actually,
be
if you
greed,
want
whether
to-
we like it or not. There will always be greed. But you can go to Trump and tell him.
Trump.
I give
what?
up on him.
You can
Donald-
go to
Donald
you
what?
can go to Trump and tell him, listen, we want to save the polar bears, and you have to go to green energy. He will tell you, fuck you. But if you come and tell Trump, listen, this green energy will create jobs, and it will help.
No.
Bullshit.
You don't understand it.
So it's really
I'm not gonna
about
tell you what happened in
changing the
Egypt. Don't tell
system
us
from
what's
within,
happening.
right?
Okay, first of all, let me answer the question that was actually asked. Okay, so the first point is this movement was started by people who never went and bought paints. They fucking stole them. All right? Graffiti kids did not go and buy paint. They racked it. Right? So let's just... Second of all, the most radical revolutionary gestures right now happening in street art are not happening with the muralists. It's not happening with all those cans of Krylon. I love these people. A lot of them are good friends of mine, but let's be very clear about that.
But like stealing graffiti paint in New York is way different than pretty much anywhere. I mean, it's not that hard of a. It's not like that revolutionary of a task to steal paint in a Western city. It just seems like something that's like an Urban Outfitters campaign. You know, it's not. I mean, my point is.
That's evolution.
No. My point is, it's like that's not that much of a revolutionary act as stealing paint from
They weren't doing it to be revolutionary. They were doing it to steal the fucking paint because they wanted to say something on the subways. So please, like, you know, let's understand that it doesn't have to be. You're trying to argue for like how we're going to do this within the system. You're missing the point. The system's not working.
They weren't really being revolutionary.
Okay.
You need to talk.
Go.
Yeah, it's working. It's working.
Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, they weren't really being revolutionary. They were getting out there for all sorts of reasons. It was maybe escaping their home, maybe creating a community. Maybe. Are you saying I should be in Oslo? Probably. It'd be more productive. They were creating a community. They were making their own incremental steps towards sort of improving their world.
Yeah.
They weren't lording it over people, which is what I think sometimes the sort of revolutionary. You're dictating to us. You're dictating to us.
We?
Yeah.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Okay, you're not.
That is the most
Look at you.
passive-aggressive.
Freely
argument
speaking.
I've ever
Freely
heard.
speaking.
I've had girlfriends
I
like
can
you,
argue.
buddy.
I can argue if you want. I can argue.
All right, who's got a question? Oh, you start to get. Well, I'm gonna go with Mr. Ian Strange over there. Sorry, he had his hand up first. Can you shout the question and then I'll repeat it so everyone can hear it.
So I think everyone here is like presupposing that a revolution
I'm not going to be able to repeat this. Sorry. I thought it'd be something really simple, like what's your favorite color? And then I'd be like, hey everyone. So can we get him a mic real quick?
Yes!
Give him a mic. Give him a mic.
All right, so you seem to be presupposing that a revolution is progressive. So what happens, what do you do with a revolution that's not progressive? What do you think about the People's Revolution in China? Trump uses the word revolution. What do you say about people who use graffiti for racist graffiti? What about swastikas painted on things? What if those people are the people who think of themselves as revolutionaries? And why, again, you are dictating. They are people who are pushing an agenda. And so what if that is a non-progressive
Nobody
revolution?
talks about progressive in terms of revolution. Actually, we talked about thinking what the revolution was about. And that's the thing that we're all missing out. And that's the position I have. We forgot, and I began with saying that it's been almost a century since there's an ideology that can go against the ideology we're living standardly now. So there's no progressive idea about a revolution. We must think of it. We must talk about it. And I was talking before, we must talk about how this system can change into a more equal system where we can... Like an evolution. No, it doesn't sound as an evolution. It sounds as about changing the paradigm.
It's revolutionary.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Because the evolution that you're saying is just something that you can do in a fluffy way, as I said before, and it will seem like you're having a revolution. That's what they did in Cairo, for example.
I don't
They had a revolution in Cairo. Do you know who's there now? There's the fucking Western dictator.
Yeah, but
Do you know where in the other the other Asian countries, Western dictators? That's the fucking revolutions we're talking about. So the revolution is about thinking of a different system, a different way of being with each other, not a way of controlling people, controlling countries. You know, that's the thing. That's different. That's slightly different.
Sorry, Ms. Menos, the gentleman.
I think that is happening. I mean, in the UK, just in the last 2 years, we've seen a real kind of gentle call. Well, I wouldn't call Jeremy Corbyn gentle or fluffy, but do you know what I mean? He is a principled geezer, and he is leveraging some of these kind of things that we want to see happening into the world that we actually live in. I mean, you know, the world that we actually have to do things in.
But he didn't get voted, did he?
Okay, hang on. I'm just going to interject here because we've gone way political.
I would like to.
We've gone into UK politics.
People
Can
keep
we just
forgetting
pull
what
this back to the original
Let me just quickly
intent,
answer the question before we go to another one.
Let's keep
I will
it
fight
something to do with
for
art.
and die for the right of people to put the most offensive, racist, homophobic, hateful graffiti on the street, because that's what I believe in is free speech, not about the ideas. So that's really the answer to your question. That we have to allow all those voices to be heard, and we're not dictators.
There's got to be someone that's got something to say about
I
that
have.
over here. No,
I have.
not you. You're on his team, man.
I have. I don't care about that. I don't care about
fuck it. That means
What's
the whole
the
rules are just
revolution?
gone.
Get us some drinks.
I'm look, he's in an extreme left or something like that. I don't know.
Oh my God,
No.
I'm
We're in
still
the
wondering
wrong side.
about Trump as like a Western leader. It's like I don't even
No,
really know
no.
what he is. Like, it's like, there we go. That didn't work either. So shit. I don't know.
Another question.
No, I
Go ahead.
believe in
No, he
freedom of
has to
speech, but
answer.
before that, I believe in respect. So
Yeah, but freedom of speech is freedom of speech. You either believe in it or you
If
don't.
if you really believe in it,
No,
you
I
fight
don't
for the
think
right
that's
of people who
I
hate
don't
you
think
to
that's
talk.
Okay, we're gonna do another question. I'm gonna go right to the back here, and I'm gonna do my best to try and keep this on the topic. Something to do with institutions and art.
I know.
Oh shit. Or you know, no one's asked if it's okay to punch a Nazi yet. So, you want to ask a question? You shout it, and I'll do my best to try and.
maintaining
You can't ban it.
Okay, cool. So
What's
forget
that?
the fucking thing I said
What,
about
what?
trying to keep it
What
on
was
art.
it?
Can we try? I don't want this to just be about fucking Western politics.
It was a start. It was a start.
Okay.
It's an incremental start.
So how do we get past, so like
Get my mic.
Advertising, right? Red Bull sucks. It's disgusting, but it tastes delicious.
Kills you.
No, it doesn't.
I don't represent Red Bull, by the way.
We can discuss that.
Isn't that just advertising?
Okay, there was the question. Isn't political, anything political in this stuff just more advertising, whether it's a slogan for a Nazi or whether it's a mural for Red Bull?
Is propaganda justified by being illegal?
What was that last thing you said? Sorry.
Propaganda justified by being illegal?
Is propaganda justified by being legal?
Illegal.
Illegal. Cool. Got that one. Nice.
Just guerrilla marketing, isn't it? It's like something.
Propaganda is a tool of the state. We're not talking about, and so is advertising. We're not talking, we're really trying to get past that stuff. That's the little bit of revolutionary thinking we're trying to come up with here, is just to get past that thing. As long as you're trying to figure out how to do it through those systems, you're missing the boat.
Yeah, but you've got Miguel on your side. He's a supposed revolutionary.
No, I'm not. Am I? I was in evolution. You put me on evolution.
So you can come back.
What the fuck are you saying,
You
man?
can come back, darling.
I think we should switch sides now and argue.
in the middle.
Yes. No, you're moving more towards
No,
us.
I'm staying here. I'm staying here.
Okay. Do we have space?
No, but I'm okay. I'm a revolutionary, so I live in my small flat very well. Don't worry. I don't need the evolutionary
No, I don't.
big house.
I don't.
Okay. All right. We have a question. Do you want to just come up? Because I don't think Evan's cord's that long.
But can sorry. But can can evolution come out of a revolution? Because just going back to your point that you were making about artists, the kids stealing paints and they were going out and painting the subways. Some of those ended up getting into the galleries and making something out of themselves. And for me personally, seeing people like Basquiat and other artists make it, obviously I wasn't around at the time, but looking at art history and seeing what they've achieved, that actually inspired me. I see that as revolutionary, that evolution being revolutionary, if that makes sense, because it's like, as a person of colour, actually I can get into those galleries, I can get into those spaces. So for me, it's almost like a revolution, but it's through evolution as well. Like for me, being able to see those people make it and break into this world and for those barriers to be broken, that's actually inspired me to go out and do that. And yes, okay, there is the money-making aspect of it, but let's face it, we all need money to live, we all need to survive, and if we can do it doing what we love and making a difference at the same time, I don't see the problem in it.
Well, I mean, that's a little bit of the problem that I think we're having with this debate, right? Is that I think we all agree that's the best. I mean, that's the best argument this whole entire night. It's like it kind of goes hand in hand, right? No, don't.
How many baskets would you know if it wasn't
All right.
in that system?
So,
We lost.
Having one
thing about
token
Jean-Michel's,
black
he was
person
actually
that's a
selling
genius,
his
but how
work on
many
the
others
street.
were there?
He had a lot of. I mean, let's not portray him as a revolutionary. I love.
She's not saying one person.
Evolution came from the revolution, if that makes sense. So these people were being. So yeah, the evolution came from the revolution. So from this revolutionary act of taking paints and doing their own thing and being DIY, they were able to break down those barriers and be part of the world and get other people to see their work and to be recognized and to be hopefully looked upon as human beings and not just the other, if that makes sense.
Yeah, totally.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
No, this is all good, and none of us here are arguing that artists can't make money and that they can't have a studio practice. This is about street art and what we want street art to be. If people need to pay for their street art by selling a kind of urban kitsch, some sort of fake artifact of what the street represents, be it on canvas or however they're doing it, that's fine. I'm not against that. But that's not what the revolution's about. The revolution is much more fundamental.
Revolution doesn't have to be violent.
No, absolutely.
We're not asking for one. That's their argument. They always use that about violence. That's what they always say about anarchy. But they're the.
They lost somebody on this.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he had to go to the bathroom. We pee too.
I thought that was like the whole point of the night. Like that's the nuance of this whole discussion.
That was it.
Yeah.
But also, just one last thing is that what you're talking about is your moment of awareness, your moment of the enlightenment of it or whatever. So this is good, but that's not attributed to any one thing. Okay, it doesn't matter. Go ahead.
All right, we've got a question. If this mic's still working, do a couple more questions and some closing statements. And
The gay left.
they don't have a full team. I'm just gonna pretend that's.
You're just jealous because you want to go out and smoke a cigarette.
I have your bathroom too.
Right. Look, we'll just piss ourselves like normal people. Is anyone? I'm gonna go at the back. I'm gonna go deep with Ricky. Ricky, can you shout your question?
Revolution isn't your fist tired from clenching your hand.
Revolution isn't your fist tired from clenching your hand.
Tired from clenching your fist.
Well,
Can't you just listen to the way the wind's blowing?
Couldn't you just jerk off?
Get more zen.
Spoken like a true South African.
well, I'd rather get tired from clenching my fist than pulling my pud, which is what evolution's all about.
Can we share this? Let's share it.
Yours.
It's not that
When you're
bad.
pulling your boss's pud.
Let's share it.
It's not that bad.
We're on masturbation jokes now, so that's great. Great stuff. Good educational stuff. We'll go on. I'll do one more question. Anyone? Oh, go on, John. No, go on. Do it. Go on, come on.
Don't we need a revolution? What? Okay. Thanks. Don't we need a revolution? We need a. Yeah. No, I'm not finished.
Revolution!
I'm not good
with you,
at questions. I'm only
I'm
good
with
at
you, brother.
heckling. I'm only good at heckling. But you know, they say in the next 10 years, right, 42% of Americans will lose their jobs. We live in a society which has created an objective obsession about looking at what it is to be a human being. Don't we need a revolution? 100 years ago, we had a new narrative. Don't we need a new narrative?
Yes,
Fuck
absolutely. Yes.
Exactly.
Funnily enough, the three over there agree, and the three here not so much.
As you took some time, the narrative needs some time too. We need to talk about it.
That's about right.
It's
Is
really
anyone going on for anything there? No? There was
Exactly,
literally no
we agree.
response to his question.
we can talk about
We
the new
agree.
narrative.
I just agree. I agree with it. You know.
But I argue that, you don't think that the last 20, 30 years of street art and graffiti is not an incremental revolution on the street? Are we really, are you feeling, we're all here, we wouldn't have been here 30 years ago discussing this, aren't you feeling like the change is kind of, aren't you
With
feeling?
all the things they're building up the road, it doesn't
dialogue-
seem much of an
I mean-
evolution now.
No, my point is, isn't
5 years you won't have it.
I can't believe I'm standing up now.
Well,
I feel short. Next month.
Well-
No, my point is, aren't
so
we?
were Guns N' Roses and stuff like that, you know.
Have another beer.
So.
Aren't we making incremental change? It feels like we're here having this discussion. It feels like it feels like it's happening, right? It's not been a revolution necessarily in the one overnight.
Depends
but
if you're in Houston right now or in India or we're somewhere that's
I
flooding.
respect you too much to argue with.
I've got my own memory of life, but I don't think things are better now than it were 30 years
It
ago.
might be for us here because we're all sitting here having a lovely chilled time and drinking.
With
But
that.
it's not
I don't
in
know.
a lot of places in the world. They haven't got time to wait. There is flooding all over the place. There are people
And not
dying.
a drop to drink.
They're dying because of climate disaster. We do have to
Okay,
think
so
about
wake
this.
up today. I'm gonna do my best once again. I'm gonna, right.
The revolution is
Put your hands together
metaphorical.
for everybody's answers tonight. Put your hands together for everyone's answers tonight is what I said. Sorry, I forget. I'm not in London anymore. All right. So I'm going to give each of the captains a chance to do a closing statement to woo you over if you haven't already been wooed. And I'm looking for a couple of like 5-syllable words thrown in amongst that. I mean, it's in juxtapose. No, not enough.
All right. In conclusion, to our side, I think a lot of us here are sort of looking for some huge mega narrative to define what we're doing. But I think as new art and all these kind of discussions have been over the last 15, 20 years, I think we're making these really wonderful changes that is actually altering the way people look at art, altering the way people perceive art, altering the way people appreciate art. And I think that's enough said in this idea that it needed to change overnight. I think actually we've made really, really wonderful changes to the way the art is appreciated just by having these festivals and having these forums to discuss contemporary street art. And I don't think the revolution necessarily needed to happen overnight, and I think we're doing pretty fine the way we are.
All right.
I'm glad someone thinks things are going fine. I didn't drink that Kool-Aid. I'm sticking with the gin and tonics.
Free gin and tonics.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's for the people. It's for the cause.
Just take that Red Bull check. Just take that Red Bull check.
Oh.
It's probably less than you make in a month, to be honest.
Okay, so definitely now a time to actually no. I'm more interested in this. Let's argue over monthly wage. All right. You've done your bit. Thank you.
He didn't do anything.
He
Let
did.
the man talk.
That was it. Do you want to keep going?
Well, actually, I think it's more important to understand that they have a concluding argument. They always will. We're just beginning to talk. There is no conclusions here.
Okay. That works for me. All right, so let's do this. Let's do this. Everybody on evolution, put your hand up now. Have you been convinced? Yeah! Okay, there was 15 before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
Your vote
20,
will be rigged.
21, 22, 23,
Ladies
24,
and gentlemen,
25,
your
26,
vote will be
27,
rigged.
28. Oh, from 15. That's not bad. All right. Now put your hand up if you are on revolution. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19,
Yeah, you did very well.
20.
You won.
Oh!
You were rigged.
28 to 20. Put your hands together for everybody for going around the stage. Guys, I just have to say tonight has been sponsored by Smirnoff, so if you could all just make sure the vodka you're drinking tonight is nothing but the finest Finnish vodka, Smirnoff. I don't even fucking think it's Finnish. Check your flyers for all the upcoming events, because it's going to be a huge weekend of shenanigans. Thank you very much for coming out.